Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to doing Cantonese on my channel. So in last course, we did a lot of basic stuff and necessary content to kickstart your journey of learning Cantonese. In this course, we're going to focus on basic grammar to kind of build up your Cantonese foundation and to really get you walking. In today's lesson, we're going to look at one of the most important aspects of Cantonese, which is the usage of ge to indicate possession. So ge has a few different usages throughout Cantonese, but one of the main ones is to indicate possession, so it is used as a possessive particle. It is similar to the English apostrophe s in that it indicates that something or someone belongs to another something or someone. It is also one of the most common particles used in Cantonese, and it is equivalent to the Mandarin de. So similar to in English, where you would put an apostrophe s after your noun to formulate the plural, so not plural, possessive. In Chinese, it's a similar kind of idea. You put ge at the end of a noun, and it even works for pronouns as well to formulate the possessive. So here we have ngo ge, meaning my, lei ge, meaning your, and ko ge, meaning his or her. Bear in mind, my, your, his, her, these types of words, they're actually called possessive adjectives and not possessive pronouns. We need to know the difference between these two because in a bit I'm actually going to explain to you what possessive pronouns are and how ge comes into play there. So I have explained pronouns before in a previous video, which I will include a link to, but here I'm going to quickly explain and just show it to you again, just that we know and we got it in place. We have ngo means I, ngo day means we, lei means you, lei day means you, plural, like you guys. Ko means he, she, it. So ko is actually a gender neutral term because it doesn't actually specifically refer to a man or a woman or a thing. It literally just means the third person singular. And then you have ko day, which means they. As you've noticed, they is added to the end of the pronouns to make it plural. But this does not work with nouns, so only with pronouns. Okay, so I'm going to show you different ways that you can use ge. So one of the ways to use ge is by affixing it after your subject, creating possessive adjectives like my, your, and the cats. So that is what I was talking about, possessive adjectives. Here are some examples. Ngo ge ok, my home. Ok means home. Ngo ge is mine. Lei ge mao, your cat. Mao means cat. So lei ge mao, your cat. Mao ge wan go. Wan go means toy. And obviously Mao means cat. So Mao ge wan go. It's cat's toy. Wan go ge ngan sik. Ngan sik means colour. So wan go ge ngan sik means toy's colour. So these are pretty straightforward. As you can see, I've highlighted where the possessive is to show you how it corresponds to English. And as you can see, it's quite straightforward because it's similar to what it is like in English. But there's an alternative way you can use it, which is by putting the ge at the end of the noun at the end of a clause to create a possessive pronoun. Now this is where it's different to possessive adjectives because possessive adjectives are like, my, your, the cats, the toys. These are possessive adjectives because it describes the following noun. So in this case, home. I'm describing the home as it is belonging to myself. Cat is a noun and your describes which type of cat I'm talking about. Whereas possessive pronouns, they're different because they're literally talking about the pronoun itself. So in English, possessive pronouns are words like mine, yours, his, hers. These are possessive pronouns. They're used at the end of the clause or sentence and it's usually used as a grammatic object. So in this case, if you're using this in Cantonese, you will need the word hai. So if you remember, the word hai in English corresponds to be, the auxiliary verb to be, which I think most people are more familiar with the words am, are, and is. And in Mandarin, it is equivalent to shi, also another very common and important word in Cantonese. So here are some examples. Bo hai lei ge. Bo means bull, and hai is, and lei ge means yours. As you can see, it's the same word lei ge, but using it at the end of the sentence turns it into a different type of word, turns it into a possessive pronoun rather than the possessive adjective. 貓係佢嘅 The cat is his or hers. 玩具係貓嘅 The toy is the cat's. And there we go. So unlike in English, where possessive adjectives and possessive pronouns are different, in Cantonese, it's the same. You would use it with ge at the end of the noun or the pronoun. Now we're going to talk about plural possession. So while ge can be used in almost all circumstances, sometimes you might need to refer to something being plural. Unlike in English, where we can usually put an s at the end of a noun to indicate it's plural, in Chinese, in Cantonese, it's not usually the case. And it is hard to actually know whether a noun is plural or not, just because we don't have different forms and different versions of it to indicate so. So look at this example. 我嘅學生. 學生 means student. So this sentence means my student. This, I could potentially be referring to more than one student, but usually it means just one student, so my student. Now I'm going to change ge and replace it with di and say 我啲學生. That becomes my students. It's very obvious now that 學生 is now pluralized because of the di. Ge usually refers to singular, but it could potentially refer to plural, but di will always be plural. So 我嘅學生, 我啲學生, my student versus my students. So here are some other examples. 貓嘅玩具 The cat's toy. 貓啲玩具 The cat's toys. 佢嘅嘢 His or her thing. 佢啲嘢 His or her things. So while the can be used to form possessive adjectives for plural nouns, the cannot be used to form possessive pronouns. So for example, you can't have this type of sentence. 玩具係貓啲. You can only use ge at the end of a clause like that. So 玩具係貓嘅. Now, why? So the reason why we can't use the to form possessive pronouns is because the, unlike ge, is more of a measure word or a classifier. Ge, on the other hand, is more of a particle, is a possessive particle. So they're actually different types of words. That's why they can't be used in the same way. So di in Cantonese is equivalent to the Mandarin xie. So it only works if there's another noun following it. So like, for example, the word toy or the word color or the word thing. So di pluralizes the noun that follows. So in this sentence, for example, 貓啲玩具. So 貓啲玩具, di pluralizes the word toy, 玩具. So it becomes toys. Same thing here, 佢啲嘢, di pluralizes the word 嘢, becoming things instead of thing. So that's actually how the word di works. If you want to pluralize a subject noun, so let's say toy, toy is the cat's. If you want to pluralize the word toy, you have to place di in front of the word toy, like this. 啲玩具係貓嘅. The toys are the cats. As you can see, 玩具 toy comes after di, which means that it becomes pluralized because di is right before it. And then 貓嘅, so the ge at the end stays the same where it is. It's not changed and it is not replaced by anything else, neither is it removed. So 啲玩具係貓嘅. Same thing with 佢啲嘢. If you want to say the things are his or hers, we simply put di in front of 嘢 to pluralize the word thing, becoming things. So 啲嘢係佢嘅. Once again, the ge stays where it is, unchanged. That's all for today's short lesson. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you learned something new and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!